Hi, good morning, Leo. I'm Walker. This is a past life reading for a Leo who is either at a crossroads in their life and you have past life experience that can help you through this, or that you can tap into, or if you're just feeling a little lost and alone with where to go next or what to do next. There could be some peace or comfort in maybe researching some of these places, or if you have the means, even visiting. And this is kind of a two-part here for Leo, and it's very, very interesting. So, I'd be very surprised if you weren't American or had American family, but had some sort of a Italian or Greek heritage. Maybe that part you know about. But we're going to go all the way back to BC times here, okay? So we're going all the way back to ancient Italy. We're going to be talking about the Umbri people. That's Umbri. Okay, they were written about Pliny the Elder. And what he said about them was this. So they were descendants of ancient Celtic and Germanic tribes who migrated through Turkey, actually, is what I'm getting, is that your original kind of tribe was made up of the ancient Celtic people, Germanic tribe from the hills, and then also an ancient tribe from Turkey, okay? The Umbrian people are thought to be the oldest in Italy. They are believed to be called the people of the thunderstorm by the Greeks because they survived the deluge. And was he meaning storms that could kill? But they survived the storms that would kill everyone else? Or was he talking about the actual deluge, like the younger Dryas event, I'm getting that. I'm like getting... It's like your people came from before the flood. Or you did, and the remnants became the tribe that you were born into. So this is original Italian people, really. If you feel guided, there could be healing literally in visiting Italy here. And I'll go over a couple places that you might find solace in healing in. But as I pulled cards for you in that life, it was really interesting because it was around the time where early Christianity was forming. Okay. Well, let me think. So something about a trade route. You were originally farmers. Oh, hold on. Let me think. What is... Sorry, I just kind of got this onslaught of imagery there. So, I don't know if you know this, but you really enjoyed life as a farmer. You had a family. You had an extended family. They all kind of watched out for each other. There was an energy there, almost. I'm getting kind of like a gypsy sort where you were never stuck inside a building ever. You were always wandering, always traveling, and I'm getting singing, and this is so random, but you knew Elton John in a past life, evidently. You were a muse. You were a beautiful person. You were a muse for the artists, for the carpenters even. Oh, you birthed carpenters. Oh, I get it. Okay, I'm a little slow. And we'll talk about some of the peoples that may have come from you personally, and a tradition that may have even could be traced back to you personally if this feels like it resonates, because I was getting that it was around the time when the Romans were trying to take over everything. Trojans, the fighting, the patriarchy. It said that your tribe was ran by a main kind of king and his son. And they sacrificed animals to the gods. But there was something about you being there, or your influence. So, oh, okay. So you were born into a sort of nobility there, which is why I guess they listened to you about this. But you brought back the tradition of worshipping love instead of war. That the goddess Venus or Aphrodite was important to the household. And it helped your community thrive for a very long time. And I'm getting that you helped. If there's something that you could be proud of today or feel a connection today, even if you're very far away, it had something to do with domesticating dogs. You know, like if you love dogs, if you're a dog lover, that might go all the way back to BC. You might have been kind of not just a farmer, but an animal lover, and someone who honored and protected the animals. You know, it wasn't to create little animal slaves or anything. It was a symbiotic, loving, caring relationship. I'm getting a kind of picture of a dog. I don't know what that dog is, but like a short Pyrenees, like a greyhound, but not skinny. Sorry, I'm sorry. If that rings a bell, let me know below. So you were an inspiration to everyone who knew you. You had a green thumb. You spent a lot of your time in nature, and you had a very strong connection to animals, like I was saying. So that is something that has not changed about you. What did this say? Right. Oh, I forgot to mention that last part. So you persuaded with your spirituality and your gifts of, I guess you have gifts of a presence. I'm getting like a presence about you, where you might be small in stature, but you're large in spirit. And because people respected you and honored you, you were able to literally shift the culture from sacrificing animals, which is of course satanic. You know, that's, God doesn't need us to sacrifice anything that God made. Okay, that's already God's. That's what the devils do. Some draconians brought that here a long, long time ago. And there was something that didn't sit well with you about that. You knew it wasn't spiritual. I think you understood politics a very, very long time ago and the theater of it all. And it is the theater. So it could be that in this ancient Italian tribe, because I'm seeing so many twos here, it's all about crossroads and your influence over family, over community, of the dark path or the light path. Okay, so there's obviously some magical bloodline going on here where there's influence and kind of a worldwide influence, even though your world was kind of small. I feel like everyone knew who you were, at least in your community, and they respected you. So, something that you should be very, very proud of is you taught the people of that tribe I'm getting that song. What is the Morrissey? It's death for no reason. It's death for no reason. It's murder. Is that murder? Meat is murder or something like that, Morrissey? I'm getting that. Like, you really felt very, very strongly about the spirit that moves through all things, including animals, and how we respect the gods by protecting these little innocent creatures to the best of our ability, you know, while still participating in the circle of life that keeps us alive, right? So you taught the people, or you had influence in teaching the people to, instead of killing animals, but to create bronze images of the animals. So the sacrifice is actually more pure in that it's you make something and then you offer it. You can't take something that's already been made, that's a living creature, and say, here, I bought this chicken, you can have it, God, now give me some stuff. You know? So, you're very influential, even though you're not, like in the church. I don't think you were a church leader, and I don't think you were like the mayor. I think you were a muse, an influence, a mother or a father. Challenge. This might be something that you are challenged with to this day, because the only reason why this is coming up is because of whatever this crossroads is in your life, and just a reminder that I feel like you've moved mountains. You've shifted timelines for people. You've changed people's minds about God, and I think that's incredible. Challenges. Difficulty in getting along with coworkers. So it could be that you are a great CEO, a great manager, but teamwork makes the dream work isn't necessarily your prerogative as far as making the world a better place. I feel it's more like you're kind of like, I'll do my part, you do your part, and it'll all come together in the end. So, it was a kind of a rural existence, but modern society started to encroach on you, and you had to make change. Okay, so I'm getting that you birthed some of the earliest peoples of Italy, and if you want to research this, it might be interesting for you. It could be something that fills your heart with joy or rings a bell. Okay, the Marsi people, Marsi, Sabines, Sabins, and the Samnites, Samnites. So you were a successful mother or father in that way, but you're not recognized in history as such. Like, you won't necessarily be able to look up your name. But you can see the influence all over Italy to this day, okay? And I'm getting that if you wanted to, you could visit a town called Arezzo, A-R, sorry, dyslexia, Arezzo, Italy. There's still some kind of pre-Byzantine artifacts. It's a UNESCO heritage site that you could actually go visit. And you might find something there. Or, look it up on the internet if you don't have the means to jump off to Italy right now, There's also called a festival called the Festival of Seri. I guess that's in Seri. And that's on May 15th. Or May 15th could feel significant for you. It's like they're kind of honoring you in this place and you don't even realize it. As they honor their ancestors and those who fought for peace and freedom and truth. Truth out of the darkness, away from the darkness. Okay? There's also a town called Aeneas and a town called Ravenna, Ravenna, near Venice. A long, long, long time ago, it didn't look like Venice. But you could feel a love for Venice. Or if you didn't know, you might have a part of you that longs for, the culture that is still there, that you can still feel bits and pieces of if you were to visit it is what I'm getting here. Okay, but it was conquered by the Ostrogoths, okay, the Byzantine warriors around 500 AD is when you made a whole change, a whole pilgrimage, and this is a spiritual change. This is the crossroads that changed your life forever as you chose not to be sucked into this darkness as you saw it of modern society. And yes, you were killed. So should I get into that? They saw that your children were strong. They saw that your children were magical. They saw that your children were powerful. So this must be the incoming kings and conquerors, right? You would be the first target. Your children would be the first target, okay? They came in under the guise of spirituality. And okay. So by this point, you were the elder in the tribe when it started to be attacked. And they... Ugh. Okay. You did see it coming as an elder, and you tried to appeal to whoever was the little lord who decided he was going to be the king or whatever. And he did not help you. He was not holy. He was actually happy to see you and your children be hurt, this person. And it brought destruction to your stability, to your legacy. This is going to be really hard to say, but you had twins. I think that wow, okay. There was something very beautiful and exotic looking about you and your family and your children and your twins. It could be that they were very powerful, like I was saying, if not just stature, magical blood, but also very beautiful, exotic, appealing to the outside kings So it's like they wanted to take you as a concubine, I mean, if you're an elder, or your children, your daughters or sons as concubines, as slaves, as erotic slaves. So it was like, okay, well, we can do this the easy way or the hard way, they said, is what I'm getting. But there was no way. You were not going to die on your knees, and you were not going to hand your children over to be sex slaves for these demons. And so they killed you and your children. And because you didn't match the energy of that place anymore, because it had been conquered, sacked, destroyed, you walked away to another world. You walked away to a safe place very, very far away. And that brings us to this little part 2 here. You had the secret code to go where they couldn't find you, to get where they couldn't get your children. But she didn't look the same. She didn't look the same. Oh, yeah, that's this. Okay. So that brings us to ancient America. Ancient Mississippi. So you might have connection to Mississippi or Pennsylvania. And I say Pennsylvania because randomly in Jessup, Pennsylvania, they celebrate something called Saint Ubaldo? Saint Ubaldo. And it's a roundabout honoring of you or one of your sons who was a spiritual muse and a leader in this community back then. So that's random. Jessup, Pennsylvania, okay? Saint Ubaldo Day. But there's something called the Anna site. And I did not know this. Hella ignorant. In Mississippi, it's a hidden Native American pyramid site. So when I saw a recreation of what they, recreation of what they thought it might look like, it was incredible. You know, it's like little Egypt. So I think your roots could go even back further than that BC time, all the way to ancient Egypt. And you found yourself in 22 AD, Mississippi. So you are a Native American in a past life. You might have lineage now, or you might not. You're truly an American here. It's like Adams could be in your name. Or if you can't fly off to Italy and you're American, there could be solace, comfort, if you feel very, very far from home. In Adams County, Mississippi. We don't hear about pyramids in America. We don't learn about Native American culture. Them demons pretend like it never existed. And they ain't done yet. So if you feel very drawn to Native culture or protecting Native culture, it's because in an old way, that is your culture. You birthed some of those people that went on to create that culture. And so it's not going as an archetype from evolved to de-evolved. No, you were always evolved. It's a leaving behind the war machine, because you know where that goes. It's leaving behind false idols, false prophets, false religions. false kings. And so from there, your people, I guess, migrated. Because I'm getting that you really did live and love and birth. And if you were wondering if you would ever meet your children again, I'm getting that you will. But they aren't able to, oh God, love to you and respect to you. And I hope this doesn't hurt anyone's feelings, but they vibe too high to be here, but they're always with you in your dreams. They're always with you when you meditate. There's one on one side of you and one on the other. Ooh. So you could have history in Illinois, Chicago, old-timey Chicago, old-timey Pennsylvania, or even modern Mississippi, and you had no idea that you had such an ancient tie to the land, to the mountains, to the flowers, to the animals. In that way, you're always home. So if you're feeling disconnected, remember that you've moved mountains already. And you've traveled the world over. And if you need to make a change or make a move, you're totally capable of doing that. But the outcome here is a reminder that it can get better. This is not as good as it gets. If your life isn't joyful and peaceful, it gets better. Being near water is very important to you. Peace and quiet and being in beautiful nature is very important to you. And that could be the crossroads here. If you've been living in the city and you're feeling a bit stuck, know you have everything it takes to make that change. And it might just start with getting back in touch with who you are, how powerful you are, and how far you have come. Your people survived the deluge. Doesn't get much stronger than that. More protected, more beloved. So do a little research there. The Adams County Anna site, ANNA. Check out those pyramid mounds from 22 AD. If you can, take a visit to Ravenna, Italy. Or research the Umbrian people, the first people of Italy. So if you're feeling lonely at times, you have the peace, the family, and a settling there. What to do, what not to do. Oh my God. There's so many twos here. So many twos here. And you're in a position to really understand the world, to really understand yourself. It's like, do you choose the path of peace or do you choose the path of war? And I think whoever you are, you've been down that road before, but now it's with the mind that you have. Whether you believe in past lives or not, those lives are always with you. And it's always something that you can draw strength or inspiration from. So if you are feeling stuck, know that there is steps that you can take to move forward. And if you've done everything you can and you're still feeling a little stuck, know your ships are coming in. Take this time to maybe research a few of those places and kind of learn to fall in love with yourself all over again, like your higher power loves you. Because this is about radical self-acceptance, self-love, no matter what. Above everything. Huh. Kingship. Whether anyone around you knows it or not, you are royalty. And it ain't about living in a castle. It's a state of mind. And if you need to keep that to yourself for right now, keep it to yourself for right now. All right, I hope that helps. My words are stopping, so I'm just going to stop this. If it resonates, comment below. See you for the next one.